In life, you've surely met people who can warm your heart with a simple greeting, with just a few words. They can dissolve your anxiety and worry. Being around them feels easy, relaxed, and empowering. By contrast, there are people who don't say much yet somehow make you feel pressured and distant. The difference between people often isn't anything grand. It's how they speak. So why do some people's words win hearts? Do they have a special secret? The answer isn't complicated. If you learn 5 key ways of speaking, even just one of them, you'll find your relationships steadily growing more harmonious. This is HL Whispers, here to learn the wisdom of communication and the mysteries of human nature with you. If today's content helps you, please like, subscribe, and share it with more friends. Rule 1. Stop habitual blame at a family gathering. Robert, in his 50s, was chatting with his daughter Grace. Grace confided that she was under a lot of pressure because of an ongoing project at work. Trying to offer advice, Robert said, "If you had been a little more careful, this wouldn't have happened." Grace's face instantly stiffened. Robert thought he was giving guidance, but his daughter heard blame. That night, talking with his wife, he realized, "I meant to comfort her, but I made her feel worse." She didn't need logic. She needed understanding and care. The next day he called, "My tone yesterday wasn't great. Sorry about that. You must be exhausted. I know you've been working hard. Is there anything I can help with?" This time Grace felt cared for, opened up again, and kept talking. A sentence filled with empathy and support brought them closer. We often don't realize how our habitual words can wound, especially with family. We love to say, "Why did you do that?" Or "You should have been more careful." But those land as criticism and shut hearts. Switch to language of understanding and support, and the relationship changes. Instead of "Why would you do that?" Try, "I know you've already done your best." That makes people feel understood and respected, and more willing to keep talking. Empathic phrases you can use in daily life. "I can see you're really trying. Want me to help with anything?" That must have been tough, and you still push through. I admire that. "I want to hear what you think. Let's find a solution together. Your effort lately has been impressive. I believe you'll do even better. It's great having you here. Thank you." A small, warm sentence can change a relationship. What truly moves people isn't grand theory but sincere, simple understanding and support. When you replace blame with empathy and encouragement, distance fades and warmth grows. Rule 2. Offer detailed praise when you compliment others. What do you emphasize? Most people praise obvious achievements or standout results, but the praise that really touches the heart often focuses on details. When you affirm a seemingly small behavior or a trait in someone's character, they recognize their strengths and feel seen and respected. That feeling brings positive emotion and deepens closeness. Emily, in her 40s, was chatting at home with her husband Jason. Jason diligently finished his work every day, but Emily often took his effort for granted. One day she noticed that even while tired, he still completed every task carefully. She felt moved and said, "You're incredibly steady. Even with small things, you follow through and never cut corners. That's rare." Jason couldn't help but smile. In that moment, he felt proud of his diligence and perseverance. An ordinary conversation became warm and genuine, and their relationship deepened. Because of specific praise. Why does detailed praise matter? We tend to praise results and ignore all the little steps. What touches people most is precisely when those small details are recognized. Detailed praise says, "I truly notice and understand you." It boosts confidence and opens hearts. A concrete compliment isn't vague, "You're great," but a direct, "I see your effort." Over time, these small affirmations accumulate like drops forming a river, strengthening and harmonizing the relationship. As Zhang Guofan noted, people fear being ignored and long to be recognized. Once affirmed, the heart opens. Recognition is the turning point for better relationships. Examples of detailed praise you can use. Even small tasks, you do them meticulously. That's impressive. Your tone is so gentle, talking with you feels especially comfortable. Thank you. You show up and do things well every day. I really respect your persistence. You always think of others first. Your thoughtfulness moves me. You handle details so thoroughly. That's truly praiseworthy. Detailed praise seems simple, but it's powerful. It lifts self-esteem and quietly reshapes relationships. Start noticing small strengths and voice them sincerely. Sometimes a specific compliment on a tiny detail can touch a heart and strengthen the bond. Rule 3. Ask questions that guide thoughts and feelings. What kind of questions do you ask in conversation? If you mostly ask yes/no questions, you'll get short answers. For deeper exchanges, ask questions that invite thoughts and feelings, not just surface facts. Mark, a manager in his 50s, was leading a project meeting. He used to dominate discussions and rarely left space for others. That day, he noticed Eric stayed quiet, so he tried a new approach. Eric, what do you think is the most crucial part of this project? I'd really like to hear your perspective. Unexpectedly, Eric lit up. Feeling respected, he began to share, and kept sharing from then on. The team became more positive. People expressed themselves more freely and listened more willingly. Why do good questions open hearts? Questions aren't just for information, they signal I care about you. What do you think? Your input matters to me. Such questions make people feel valued and heard, so they lower their guard and engage. A good question is a bridge from perfunctory exchange to sincere sharing. Without questions, conversations stay shallow and end quickly. As Confucius said, knowing is not as good as loving. Loving is not as good as delighting. Valuable dialogue isn't, do you know this? But inspiring someone to enjoy sharing what's inside, questions to try in daily life. How do you see this? Invite their ideas and opinions. I really want your input. What's the best way for us to proceed? Show respect and invite co-decision. What led you to that decision? Can you walk me through your thinking? Respect judgment and understand reasoning. Is there anything I'm missing? Could you share how you feel? Seek feedback from their perspective. In that situation, what were you feeling at the time? Invite emotions and reflections. A good question can transform a conversation and spark someone's positivity. Ask beyond the surface. You'll see hearts open and exchanges deepen. Rule 4. Don't be afraid to say no. Do you feel awkward when you have to decline someone? Saying no may be uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to harm the relationship. If you refuse gently, you can state your position without hurting feelings and keep harmony. Linda, in her 50s, often met up with her longtime friend Amy one day. Amy suggested a weekend hike, but Linda had already promised a family gathering. She needed to decline, so she said, "Amy, I've already got family plans this weekend, so sorry, but I'm free next week and would love to go then." Amy didn't feel let down. She understood the prior commitment and happily replied, "Let's plan for next time." A gentle refusal didn't damage the friendship. It made it more candid. Why is gentle refusal important? Refusal is sensitive. Wording determines the outcome. Useful ways to decline. "I'm sorry, I can't this time. Let's do it next time for sure." Offer an alternative. "Now isn't great. Can I get back to you later?" Decline while keeping the thread. "I'd love to, but I already have plans, sorry." Sincere apology, ask for understanding. "That's a great idea, but I probably can't join this time." Affirm the invite while declining. "This time won't work, but I'm really looking forward to going with you next time." Protect feelings, leave the door open. Refusal is like a balance weight in relationships. Handled poorly, it harms. Handled with respect and care, it conveys goodwill. When someone feels understood rather than dismissed, the bond actually deepens. As Zhu Guangqian said, language isn't just a tool of exchange, it's a bridge between people. A gentle no communicates your stance and also respect and value. Don't fear saying no, focus on how you say it. You'll find gentle refusals make relationships longer, lasting and stronger. Rule 5. Timing matters. Do you pay attention to timing when you speak? A good sentence is comforting at the right moment, but at the wrong time it can become a burden or even a hurt. Timing is as important as content. At the right moment, A single line can reach the heart and change the relationship. Julia, in her 50s, reunited with her old friend Sophie. As they talked, Sophie opened up about difficulties at work. Julia normally jumps in with advice, but this time she listened first and then said softly, "Sophie, I know this hasn't been easy, but you've done really well." Tears filled Sophie's eyes. At the moment she most needed comfort, her friend's gentle encouragement became her warm support. If Julia had said, "Why would you do that? You should have been more careful," Sophie would have felt blamed when she needed understanding. Her heart would have closed. So before speaking, sense the other person's emotions and choose the moment. That's real wisdom. Why is timing so crucial? Even the warmest words lose power if mistimed. In pain, people need comfort. In joy, they need resonance. Only by touching the right emotion at the right time will your words truly reach the heart. Phrases match to the moment. "You've really had it rough." "I see how hard you're trying." Comfort in fatigue. "Seeing you in a good mood today makes me happy too." Share joy. "Let's talk about this later." Rest is your first priority right now. Care when they're exhausted. "This success came from your effort. You were fantastic." Genuine recognition at success. "I'm really glad to share this moment with you." Presence and happiness. As Alfred Adler said, communication is more than exchanging words. It's a response from the heart. Said in season, a sentence becomes strength. Said out of season, it can become distance. Timing decides whether your words truly touch the heart. Starting today, tune into the feelings of those around you and offer a sincere line at the right moment. You'll find it warms hearts and deepens relationships. This is HL Whispers, walking with you into the world of hearts with wisdom and warmth. If today's message inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share it with more friends.